Happy holidays. We all made it through the season. Hope your bank accounts are doing okay. This is the Lexington. This is a 500 square inch. It's just a small smoker. All right, so first things first, it does not come with the cover. If you're gonna invest this kind of money into something and you wanna keep it nice, then I would highly recommend you get the cover. I bought the cover at Walmart as well. I don't remember, it was like 29 or 30 bucks. There were some things I really like about this smoker that I'd like to talk about. And then there were some things that I think are talking points that you should be aware of before you invest in something like this. So it's a little dirty right now because we just pulled like a 14-pound brisket off of here. Yes, this thing is big enough. It holds temp really well. If you set it, it locks in and it gets to temp pretty quick. This is not a singular grate that is inside this. So this is broken up into two pieces. And also something you want to take into account is that there is not a flame tamer or a heat diffuser installed into this, so you'll have to get one of those aftermarket. You do want to make sure you specify that it is for the Pit Boss Lexington. So I know there's at least one out there that's specifically for this. If you're interested in getting a flame tamer, I'll link it. So inside here they have a really nice curved drip tray that has a cover that you can move. And then underneath that, it gives you access to the fire pot that can give you some flame searing over there. We just seasoned it. This is small enough that it just went right in an oven. So if you have a larger oven, you can just season this like you would cast iron, or it can just drop in a tub-style sink to make it a little bit easier to clean. But we seasoned this because these tend to get rusty if you don't take care of them. I noticed that with my Austin XL back in Southern California where I live. Yep. Expensive old San Diego, go Navy. Some of the issues that people used to buy aftermarket products for, they've been resolved. So like there's a little gap right down in here that used to let hot air out and it used to create hot spots. Pit Boss has resolved that. And so I think these grills, from my experience with the two that I've dealt with, are pretty awesome. So down here at the bottom are these little wheels. Those make it pretty easy to move. We didn't have to move it too much, but it helps a little if you need to move it around. This comes with a 15-pound pellet hopper. This is one of the things you should know before you buy this. If you are going to smoke something overnight or do a particularly long cook, you need to keep an eye on this. And if you're gonna let this cook overnight, you wanna make sure that you top it off before bed and that you check on it before morning. There are hopper extensions available if you want to take longer cooks. Another thing that I did notice with this pellet hopper was the pellets tended to need a little bit of help finding their way down into the opening for the auger. So I had to use something to poke them and move them down there. This has the new Pit Boss controller board. I particularly like this one. It's got two ports here for temperature probes. It has a P setting for changing your time ratio for feeding pellets versus burning pellets. I'm not going to go into details about exactly what the P setting does, other than it can help on the smoke settings as far as making sure that you don't have flame outs. This unit also offers 5-degree increments. For some people, that's a pretty cool selling point. For others, it doesn't matter as much. Take it or leave it. It's there if you want to use it. On the back here, instead of a smokestack, we just have these small little vents. I've seen people modify these in the past, but just from my experience, you don't need to. It held temp very well. My overall opinion of this grill is I would recommend this to somebody that's either new or somebody who doesn't need a large grill to be able to produce a very large amount of food. So if it's maybe a small family or if it's just for one person, I think this would be a really good setup for you. I was very impressed with how consistent it was. And at a price point of, I think we got this for $327.99. Not bad. That's pretty cool. I've had a really good time using it, and I think you will too. Thanks again, and have a great day. Happy New Year's.